Hi everyone, and welcome to the first of this winter's Golf Studio video tips. He's back. Yep, it's been a few months since we brought you any tips from the Golf Studio, and we thought what better time really than straight after last week's 10-yard challenge. I hope you all enjoyed reading about it in last week's newsletter. I just wanted to kind of elaborate really on some of the things that we worked on with people that attended. And the biggest theme from the 10-yard challenge was angle of attack. The majority of golfers that we see and everyone who came to that event tend to hit down a lot on their driver. Now, although you might think that's a good thing because a lot of people have kind of got this misconception that actually hitting the ball low will actually result in more roll and distance. Actually, it can do the opposite. Hitting down on your driver can make the ball start low, so it creates what we'd call a low launch, so low loft, but actually it can increase the backspin. So it can make the ball then sort of climb quite high and make it almost stall into the wind and lose you distance. Now, it's kind of been scientifically proven that the majority of golfers will actually generate more distance, especially more carry distance, if they actually hit the driver on the upswing. Now, those examples that we used in last week's newsletter really were exactly that the people that came, certainly the two that we highlighted, when they walked through the door were hitting down on driver. One guy was hitting down on it probably 2-3 degrees, and I think the other guy actually maybe was about neutral, so about 0. Now, when we made a few simple adjustments to their setup and actually got them hitting it on the upswing, it actually increased their distance. So, same person, same driver, arguably same golf swing, just different setup. Okay, so I just wanted to bring you a few simple tips today to try and make sure that you're hitting the ball on the upswing, to make sure that you do maximise your carry distance, especially over the coming months as the course will get softer and we know the ball's not going to roll as much. So the first thing to always have a look at is ball position. Now, one of the biggest mistakes I guess we see is a lot of golfers incorrectly move the ball too far inside that left heel, okay? And without fail, that's going to start to make you catch it on the downswing. So the best way to make you kind of force yourself to hit it on the up is to always try and play the ball off your left heel or even possibly as far forward as your left big toe. In essence, the further forward you play it, the more the golf club should have levelled out and will actually be on the up as we make contact, okay? Now, from a launch monitor point of view, the magic reading is about 5 degrees, okay? So that's considered to be the most efficient upward angle of attack. So for most golfers, as we say, have it anywhere between the left heel to your left big toe, okay? Number 2, weight distribution. Again, we see a lot of golfers address driver the same they would do with an iron. Their weight 50-50, or even sometimes with the weight favouring the front foot. And again, completely the opposite. To make yourself hit it on the up, try and make sure that you're about 60-40 on your back foot behind the ball, okay? My tip for golfers is always to try and feel that you're looking diagonally from behind the ball, as you can see there. Okay, number 3, as part of this, as we move the weight back, always try and feel that you tilt the spine slightly away from the target. Or, again, an easier way to think about it for a lot of golfers is the idea of dropping that right shoulder at setup. So, I kind of look something like that, okay? Now, number 4, again, always try and keep your hands in line with the ball. So hopefully there you can see a big straight line, from my left shoulder down the left arm straight into the golf club. So we don't want to try and stay too far behind it. Now, as you said, really, they're the kind of simplest things to look for. So, play the ball forward. Make sure your weight's back 60-40. Don't overdo it. Make sure that you lean slightly away from the target. So tilt the spine or drop the shoulder. Okay, and then always make sure that we have the hands in line with the ball, okay? Now, the only other thing really that we always look for is if you're used to hitting down on the ball, chances are you've got into the habit of teeing the ball too low. Now, if any of you are out there are using the White Castle tee or the Yellow Castle tee for driver, it's too low, especially if you're using a modern driver, okay? For these drivers, really, you should be using the minimum of kind of the pink tee. Probably, if you're going to start to hit the ball more on the upswing, the orange tee. So, really, one of those 2 tees there, okay? Because again, you might start to hit the ball on the up, but if the ball's teed down too low, what will happen is you'll top it. The golf club will do exactly what it's supposed to do. It will be on the way up, you'll make contact, when you'll make contact with the top of the ball. Okay, so really that would be the final thing, the final piece of the jigsaw, so to speak, to make it all work. Now, I've already hit one example on the way down. Now, I don't know if you'll be able to see this on the video, but I was there about 0.2 down, okay, so very, very marginal. But I only carried that 226 and it went just about 250, which for me, you know, on a good drive is probably 20-30 yards short of where I'd expect to be. So this time, I'm going to tee it up with the orange. I'm going to play the ball off my left heel. As I said, weight 60-40. I've dropped my shoulder, hands slightly forward. Again, just really get that feeling of sort of swinging up, away from the ground. Now, if you can see that, you can see that's gone on a much higher initial trajectory. Okay, so it's a bit drawy. That one's gone 272, carry 250. And launched, angle of attack there was 5.4 on the up. Okay, so same speed, same golfer, changed my angle of attack. You can see I've picked up nearly 30 yards of carry. So hopefully that really kind of brings it home how important it is to make sure that your angle of attack is correct with the driver. Anyway, I hope that helps. We're going to start to bring you more tips again like we did last winter, hopefully on a weekly basis. So you know, do comment below if there's anything you want us to cover, be it using winter mats, fairway bunkers, fairway woods, you know, whatever it is, awkward lies. You know, we'd love to find out, because at the end of the day, we're doing this to hopefully benefit you guys. So, you know, anything that we can do to help, you know, we're here to help. So, you know, let us know. Anyway, enjoy reading the rest of this week's newsletter, and hopefully I'll see you all down the club. See you later. Bye.